welcome to the Primetime News on Mitv. I am Jumoke Michaels. I'm not alone tonight.
Good evening, I am Anue Beniti. Many thanks for joining us on the Primetime News, coming to you live from Lagos, Nigeria.
And out of the stories making the headlines. Jonathan presides over last Council of State meeting. New Supreme Court Justice appointed. Police confirm Arashi as Inspector General of Police. From the foreign scene, dozens die in fresh Nepal quake. And in sports, Hazard wins Football Writers Award. Welcome once again. Activities to mark the handover to a new government, top of the agenda of Tuesday's Council of State meeting. State House correspondent Rashidat Yusuf reports that the meeting is the last of such to hold under the President Jonathan administration. Her report.
It was a Council of State meeting which can best be described as one in a decade, as it had all the former heads of state and government in attendance, as none of the past leaders stayed away. They include Olusegun Obasanjo, Ibrahim Babangida, Ernest Shonekan, Shehu Shagari, Abdulsalami Abubakar, General Yakubu Gowon, and the President-elect Muhammadu Buhari, who also doubles as a former head of state. All the state governors made the meeting except that of Lagos and a few others. The state governors were seen exchanging pleasantries, just as President Goodluck Jonathan did with them. Governor Babangida Ali of Niger State described the development as a good pointer for the polity, as the meeting is the last to hold for the Jonathan administration.
Yes, there is a prize, but the moment a decision is taken on who gets the prize, then everybody should come back and wait for another chance. So the esprit de corps or the camaraderie that you noticed, this is how it should be.
Top on the agenda was the issue of transition, as joint committee from both the outgoing and the incoming are said to be working in harmony to ensure a smooth transition. To this end, a formal document to detail the transition activities and the ministries, departments and agencies will be presented to President-elect Muhammadu Buhari on the 28th of May before the ceremonial handover on the 29th.
The sitting government and the incoming government all selected their transition committees and with the terms of reference, but actually they became almost one because of the interface that were needed, so that every detail that are required in governance, nothing will become new to the incoming people. Every ministry, every agency, every unit that has worked for government, including all the funds that have been collected, how they have been utilized, and the assets and the liabilities of government will all be put together in documents and be handed over to the incoming government.
Already, invitations have been sent out to all African heads of state and government, the president and prime ministers of the G8, as well as the heads of international organizations such as the United Nations, the EU, and the Commonwealth, among others. Former Chief Justices of the Federation, as well as the leadership of the National Assembly, attended the meeting. In Abuja, Rashidat Yusuf, Mitv News.
The Nigeria Police Council has confirmed Solomon Arashi as the substantive Inspector General of Police. Arashi was appointed by President Goodluck Jonathan after removing the former Inspector General of Police, Suleiman Abba, summarily in April 2015. The new Inspector General, who spoke with State House correspondents on his new status, said that his main task would be the upgrade of the welfare of members of the Nigerian police force. He said motivation is a key to increase productivity, and this is the reason he has made it a topmost priority. The Police Inspector General also gave an assurance that he would bring crime to a lowest minimum through strategies and inputs expected of his men at this time. President Goodluck Jonathan has approved the appointment of Justice Amiru Sanusi as a Justice of the Supreme Court. Justice Sanusi's elevation followed the recommendation of the National Judicial Council, NJC. According to a press statement that was issued yesterday by the Acting Director of Information at the NJC, Mr. Sojioye, the new Apex Court Justice will be sworn in on Thursday by the Chief Justice of Nigeria and Chairman of the NJC, Justice Mahmood Mohammed. The Senate has passed into law the National Tobacco Control Bill 2015, which seeks to repeal the Tobacco Act 1990. The bill specifies the specific places where users of cigarettes could smoke and areas where smoking was forbidden. The 52-clause document also prescribed various punishments for either the smoker who flouts the law or owner of public places who fail to paste no smoking inscription on their premises. Deputy Senate President Ike Kweremadu, who presided over the plenary, noted that the bill, when assented to by President Goodluck Jonathan, will repeal the existing law enacted in 1990. He said it will further ensure balance between economic consideration and health implications of tobacco manufacture, use, and exposure.
To repeal the Tobacco Control Act 1990 Cap T76, Laws of the Federation, and to enact the National Tobacco Control Bill 2015 to provide for the regulation and control of the production, manufacture, sale, advertising, promotion and sponsorship of tobacco products in Nigeria, and for that matter dated thereto 2015, read the third time and passed.
The embattled national chairman of the People's Democratic Party, Alhaji Adamu Ma'azu, has appealed to aggrieved members of the party to sheath their swords and work towards the party's revival. He urged party stakeholders across the country to put behind them the disappointment of defeat, rest all misunderstandings, and put the survival and stability of the party ahead of all other considerations. Ma'azu said this in a statement he signed. It was made available to newsmen via email in Abuja on Tuesday. The chairman also placed a media embargo on his aides, barring them from speaking to journalists on any party issue. The National Publicity Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Mr. Olisa Metu, on Tuesday, accused the All Progressives Congress, APC, of trying to manipulate tribunal processes in Rivers, Delta, and Akwa Ibom states. Addressing the news conference in Abuja, Mr. Metu also said members of the party are trying to keep terms with their first defeat after 16 years in power. According to him, while the APC may not be held responsible for the crisis in the PDP, including the recent crisis in Lagos State, he alleged that the APC is adopting strategies to destabilize the PDP and introduce a one-party system in the country. Following the purported sack of the Lagos State chairman of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Tunji Shele, the embattled chairman has described the move as laughable, null and void. At an emergency briefing held at the party secretariat in Lagos, Shele enjoined members of the party to discountenance the said sack, while urging the brains behind the action to retrace their steps and allow peace reign in the party. He